Oh my God, you guys, welcome back to another episode of the 10 Dimensions of Wellness podcast. Oh, we're just rolling along. And as you know, I'm your host, Cami Red, and today we're diving into a transformative power of mental wellness with Anna Bohuslavska. Oh, I'm not going to even get it right. I had it right at the beginning of the show. It's Bohuslavska. I'm gonna let her tell y'all, but I'm just gonna call her Anna B for now. She is the founder of Life Beyond Scripts and one of our featured mental wellness speakers for the this year's virtual wellness summit. Anna's journey into the wellness industry began with her own need for mental health and a profound desire to help others. She believes that the tools for fulfilling life are already in us, and that by taking a holistic approach, we can create sustainable, meaningful changes. In this episode, Anna's going to share with us practical advice on how to craft life beyond your dreams, one decision at a time, and to live in alignment with your true purpose. Get ready for some inspiring conversations today and filled with insight and encouragement that reminds us we're all chosen to be happy. So, it's up to us to claim it and own it. Let's get started with Anna right now. So I botched it. I didn't even do it right, Anna. I apologize. I'm going to let you tell people your name, please.
I'm Anna Bohuslavska.
Bohoslaska. See, I can say it. I can. I do apologize. And I just practiced that with you just a few minutes ago.
As
So,
I said, no offense.
Anna, my first question for you is, can you tell us about Life Beyond Scripts and what inspired you to create this platform?
Sure. Well, my journey to transformational coaching was a long journey, and it started from journey of self-discovery and reconnecting with myself. And I started this journey through lens of parenting and helping parents, leading support groups for parents, coaching parents on how to build a good relationship with their kids so their kids can thrive, so they do not pass down generational traumas and so on and so forth. And the more I work with moms, the more I see that if the woman itself will be healed, then those questions would not be arised at all. So I transformed it into helping women to overcome their limiting beliefs, their social scripts that was passed down from parents, from society, from culture, that told how to live, what to do in order to be happy. But oftentimes, and it was partly my journey as well, and I wish it was only my journey, but so many clients have the same journey. When they do all the right things, they get a degree, had a family, like had a sustainable job, everything, like everything that was told, but they don't feel happy inside.
Yeah.
And
What you
it's all because we live in those scripts.
Yes, what you just talked about is actually what I'm learning about because I am getting my certification in trauma based emotional wellness as well. So I just learned about intergenerational trauma and how we pass. But I've always, let me say this, and I mean no harm by this, but as a Black woman, I've always known about it because we've passed down generations of trauma from one generation to another, especially here in the United States, dealing with being only 400 years away from slavery. So that's something that I've been really studying extremely closely as of late, is just, how intergenerational trauma affects us all and how it affects how we raise our children and what's going to happen in the future. So, my next question for you, Anna, is what was the turning point that made you dive deeper into the field of mental wellness, into this particular area?
I would say it was two turning points. The first one that itself led me to go dive deep into psychology, and it was when I got my first son. And I just remember as yesterday, I was standing in a hallway rocking him to try to stop him crying, and I felt this instant urge to stop him crying no matter what and no matter how. And it really scared me, and even have goosebumps now telling the story because it's so fresh in my mind. And my mother was not a role model to go for advice there, so I start looking what's happening, why I'm reacting this way, how I can approach it differently, how I can like break this cycle and have more influence in my life and make life of my kids easier. So I went dive deep into developmental psychology, and the knowledge was profound, so I just could not feel resistant to like not to share it, so I started a support group for parents. And
Oh,
through the years working with them, we moved across. I am originally from Ukraine. We moved overseas, and I was not prepared of how many things I would need to let go, because I thought, okay, I will just continue my journey in here. But we moved right before COVID. Everything shut down, making it impossible to build new connection, to get new people know. Like then I was pregnant, and I thought for myself, okay, I will just focus now on this important task, raising the kid. But it led me to disconnecting with myself, and I found myself on the place where I just literally waking up was looking on the clock and thinking, oh, when this day will be over, oh, maybe a weekend will come and something will be changed. And then I start thinking like, okay, it's affecting me, it's affecting communication with kids, affecting
mhm.
like every aspect of my life. I start looking the ways how to get out of that dark place. And that was the second turning point when I saw like, okay, we have these social scripts that dictate to us how we should live, and that it will like, if you do this you will feel happy. But I like did all that had all that, but I wasn't happy. And so I started dig deeper what's happening there, and that was like when I transformed it into like helping overcome those scripts.
Okay. Now, you've described the knowledge you gain in mental wellness is something powerful that you couldn't keep to yourself before. Was there a particular experience, a person that made you feel this way?
It's when I started learning all this, I it just was like a puzzle put together. And when I was like on the forums, so talking with other moms, and they asked those questions because I started from the parent, and I was like, well, it's obvious because here and here, and I saw that this knowledge is like hidden secret and not much people know about it. And it's about how we like develop our attachment, how it influence like stage by stage. And it like helped me see not only what stands behind behavior of my son, but other people, other adults as well, in general in culture. And I said, oh, what's happening there? And till this day I cannot apply any knowledge in my practice until I have like profound understanding on what stands behind this.
Okay. Now, when you first started your mental wellness journey, we've already discussed some of your biggest hurdles that you faced, but how did you overcome them?
Well, it wasn't easy. And it was a lot of crying, a lot of fighting, a lot of stepping back and coming back, because I know why I'm doing this and what stands like on the table if I won't follow this. And it helped me overcome some challenges and slipbacks, and also having the people around me that go through the similar situations, understanding not here but in here that I'm not alone, and it's not something broken with me, that there's many people going through this. It helped tremendously.
Yes, I definitely understand. I overstand that. Now, you've emphasized before that everything we need is already within us. How did you come to this realization in your own life, and how has it shaped the way you approach challenges or help your clients?
First, it was from my mentor, Dr. Gordon Newfield, from whom I studied developmental psychology. And he always thought that it's never too late. Like, there's some books like after 3, it's too late, or something like that. And he always emphasized that it's never too late. We all have everything within us to be the best version of ourselves, and it's just a matter of if we provide it with the right environment. And the more I help other parents, the more I overcome my own challenges, the more I saw that it's true. And if we craft the space around us that will support us on our way to become a better version, then the sky is the limit.
I love that. I love it. Now, holistic wellness is central to your approach. How did you develop your own holistic practices, and what daily routines or habits have been the most transformative for you?
Well, first of all, about my holistic approach, when I tried to find my way back from that bottom, and I tried different approaches, but always I felt like something is missing. And it's because out there in the internet, mostly like, okay, let's work on your relationships. Okay, let's organize your home. Okay, let's work on your emotional balance. But we are whole. Our mind body connection is so strong that the more researchers going on, the less they can distinguish it. And I came to realization that we need to address all of that. And in my practice, I always address emotional, I always mind, body, relationship, environment, and soul. I look at this as whole, because you cannot like have a great relationship, but the moment you step into your house, you feel like totally disrupted and distracted because
Yeah.
something bad in there. And vice versa, you cannot live in a castle, but if you people around you make you feel bad, it would not be like the real well-being. This is in regards of my holistic approach. And I forgot the second part
That's
of the
okay.
question.
No, I was asking you what daily routines or habits have been the most transformative for you?
The most transformative, I'm big believer in the micro changes and micro shifts, because our brain will freak out if we try to drastically change our life in the matter of the night. And the most transformative for me was probably setting an intention for my day, because we all used to wake up and first that comes to our mind is, okay, what I need to do, where I need to be, what I do not accomplish, where I need to put my focus and my energy where. But when you start your day from, okay, what I want to feel this day, what I want my day looks like, first of all, it sets focus for our brain. And the place where we set focus, the more brain it start noticing. For example, when you're pregnant, you think you see around a lot of pregnant women, everyone pregnant, or like, for example, you bought a red car and out of a sudden everywhere red cars. It's because our brain focuses and filters out information, and where we set our focus, that we will see. Start of the day with setting focus, okay, today I will feel joy, today I feel happy, then you will be enjoying the sunlight, you will be enjoying singing of a bird, you will see much more of that. And it's very powerful tool to start your day just by setting an intention, what I want to feel, I want it to look it like.
Okay. Now, you mentioned that living a healthier lifestyle has brought you more joy. Can you recall a moment when you truly felt this joy and what led to that feeling?
It's I cannot say that there's one moment when I truly feel the joy, because for me, joy is like celebrating the moments of life. And the joy could be as small as, oh, this candy is so tasty, or my kids smiling and playing and I'm enjoying it. Joy could be, oh, accomplished this task and I feel joyful about it. Because when we try to like hold on to the big things to feel that joy, then it comes rarely to our life. And what I
Yeah.
mean by that, what is better, one happy hour a week or tiny joys throughout each day?
Teeny
throughout
tiny
all.
joys throughout each day. Okay. I look for the grateful and the joyful experience in everything. So I'm always looking for ways to celebrate throughout each day, even if it's just the small hurdles. Once you get something accomplished, I feel like you should give yourself credit for that accomplishment. So yes, to answer your
Yeah,
question.
but unfortunately there is not all of us live like that, and some of people can think, oh, they just happy that their life this way, but no, it's how you train your brain to notice those things,
Yeah.
because I bet you have joyful moments throughout the day. It's if you notice them or not.
That is true. That is very true. One of the things I teach in my practice is gratitude. And it's always talking about looking for the things to be grateful for, even in the tough times. We talk about how even if it's a lesson that you had to learn, you have to give gratitude for that lesson so that you can find the meaning and you won't make that mistake or have that experience again so you can move forward with life. So I get exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Now, in your personal experience, what were some misconceptions you had about mental wellness before diving deep into this field? And how did you overcome those?
For me, stepping into like receiving position and seek for support and help in mental wellness was, I would say, the toughest thing that I ever did, because I was raised by emotionally absent mother, and all
Mhm.
my emotional challenges I was navigating by myself. And she always was like, go to your room, cry, and when you're ready, come out.
Mhm.
And it was super hard for me to realize that I cannot do it on my own. I need help, and reaching out for that help. And it's it was tough, but I proud that I was managed to do it.
I'm proud that you were able to do it too. Okay, now staying motivated can be challenging. What personal rituals or practices do you rely on to keep your own mindset positive and focused, especially when life gets a little tough?
It's definitely knowing your big why. Why are you doing this? And in order to know your true big why and not just like surface level answer, you need to ask yourself this question approximately 8 times. Like, I want to lose 20 pounds. Why? To look better. Why you want to look better? And so on and so forth, at least 8 times to know your really big why. This is one tool that helps me tremendously when I like feel down and feel, oh, I don't have energy, like tapping into this why. And second tool that I love to use with all my clients is visualizations, to visualize how your life would be when you achieve this goal or whatever it's for you, how you will feel, and really remember this feeling in your bones, like down deep. And whenever you feel that you have lack of motivation, lack of energy, just to tap into that feeling once again, and you will have an instant boost of energy.
Yeah. Okay. Now you just talked about knowing your why as a motivator. What is your personal why and how did you discover it?
It's partly was a calling from my childhood, partly conscious decision, in the terms that I was passionate about psychology since I was a little girl, and I expressed it to my mother that I want to go in this psychology field. But she always said to me like, "You are too emotional, too empathic. You cannot go that field." And as a little girl, I believed it, and I ended up in software development. But I always had this background thought in my head coming back to me once and once again, like, go get degree in psychology just for yourself, go educate yourself in psychology just for yourself. And when I went into maternity leave and started to going into mental wellness, reconnecting with myself, I understand that it was my purpose to help others overcome this. because I have gifts of feeling what people need, reading like beyond the lines, and uh, who into slip my mind. uh, well, I'm a projector. Who knows this, understand this. So
Yeah.
yeah. So and I was like tapping into it, and I decided that no, I really want to pursue this dream and this calling. And I went back to university. I'm now getting my degree in psychology, and it's hard because it usually like 2 weeks waking up and stay up all night
Yeah.
while during the day jungling the kids. But even that it's harder now, I know why I'm doing this, and I feel grateful that I can to do it.
Awesome. Now, you just talked about two things: facing your fear and resistance, with your mom telling you that you were too empathetic and you weren't didn't have the mindset to do this. Can you share a time when after this that you personally struggled with this, and how did you manage to push through all of that?
Well, I think I was happy in the terms that from the childhood I was very intuitive of self-healing. And despite like crying in my room when I was sent there, I expressed a lot through the art and crafts. And it was like, it's my energy language, craft, and different sorts, shapes, forms.
I
But
love that.
yeah, I craft always, and I write poems to express my feelings. And the craziest part that I always was parent, like I write the poems to express my feelings. I think from like second grade or maybe first, like really early on. And my last poem was written right before I met my husband, because then I found the emotional support outside of me, and I never written since then. But craft, I still craft.
All right, let's move on to some questions about your business. Life Beyond Scripts is a really compelling name for your business. How did you come up with it? And what does it reflect about the mission of your work?
Well, it was a journey, because I remember when I was starting my practice here in USA, I was looking for the names, and first the domain that I registered was Inner Bloomers, because I wanted to like emphasize on that we have everything within us and we can like bloom and grow from within. But the more work I did, I like felt that no, there's something else in me for like helping others. And at approximately that time I came like started talking about like social scripts, and that we have all the scripts in our life from generation, from culture, and so on and so forth. And I was like, okay, I want to refresh it and start it all from. And I started like looking what handlers and social medias are free, like that will be more aligned. And I was going through this process and like, what about life beyond scripts? Because like I help basically clients to break up those scripts, break free from them, and live beyond those scripts. And I was actually very surprised when I realized that all social media handlers was free and domain.com was free. I think it just was waiting for me. I think it was just meant and waiting for me.
I love that. That means that it was divine and it was orchestrated.
Yes.
So when you got the idea, it was available for you. That's
Yes.
awesome. Now, your business emphasizes that the tools for fulfilling life are within us. How do you help your clients discover and harness these tools through your programs?
It's all starting with reconnecting with themselves, because a lot of women who came to me on the simple question, what do you want from life, they have like basic answers, but it's not truly from their souls. So we start with reconnecting with themselves, and I always take my clients through the I call it RISE framework, when we start assessing where we at and how we get like setting the starting point of our journey. Then we elevate our life, so we improve it in micro changes, in micro shifts, that we feel empowered, we feel more energy, and we basically like up on the hill. And from that up level state, we see new roads, new possibilities that open. We say, okay, now I can explore what I want. I want to go there, and I won't go there, and we start going there, building that path, and shifting and changing our trajectory, so it will be in alignment with you, in alignment with your core values. And it's not mean like burn down everything you have and start from scratch, no, but when you change, everything around start changing, and your perceptions start changing.
I love it. Now, you talked about perceptions. What common misconceptions about mental wellness do you encounter with your clients, and how does Life Beyond Script address those?
Well, I think every one of us have like own set of things that they think about mental wellness, and it's really depends on how good relationship with your emotions you have, because some are very close and like, oh, it's everything like, it's, I would say the most common, one of most common misperceptions is that we can do everything from our mind, from our
Mm-hmm.
cognitive point. And uh, especially with the coaching, like when they go to the therapy, they know like they will be working on like past traumas and overcoming some challenges. But with the coaching, they usually have misperception that it's all about like future and never looking on the path. But you cannot look in the future if you don't know where you came here, what
Right.
made you, what, like in what cookie cutter you fit in, and why. Yeah.
Okay. Now, how does Life Beyond Scripts offer you? I know we talked about holistic approaches from your standpoint, but how does Life Beyond Script offer a holistic experience for their clients? And what sets your business apart from other mental wellness programs?
Well, I, first of all, I always uh, try to help client to find their answers within, because only them know the right answers.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, as I mentioned before, like we look in the environment, in the relationship, in the mind, body, like we address all that areas, we go through them and see what needs to be changed, if it fits you, or if you want something else in there, why you want this. Because sometimes the client can came and like, I want this and this, but when we start tapping the, oh no, it's not really my dream, it was like dream of my mother, for example, or my father, or whatever the story could be. So it always looking in all areas. And also I use like, I constantly learning something new tools, some new things, because every person different. And with some we tap into our therapeutic practices, with some people we tapped into more meditation, spirituality practice, with some it will be more like intellectual work, and I will give them some background in like psychology and research stuff, because they need this more like analytical point of view. And I think this kind of one thing that's put me apart is that I have deep background in psychology, and not just like go through one challenge and have my own like one area certification and that's it. I have multiple tools, I always learning something new. This is the one thing. And the second thing is probably the way I structure my work with clients. I usually work with them one on one, starting weekly, but closer to the end, I transition to bi weekly.
Oh,
So my clients can go into the world, face some challenges, try to overcome on their own, come back to me, and we will assess and fine tune what's there. So my end goal is not to help with this one challenge and that's it. My end goal is to set my clients free, so they can face challenges and have everything they need within themselves to overcome this grace and this. And
okay.
it's very powerful. And sometimes I can get from my clients message like few months, year later, like, oh, this come up and that helped me. Wow, thank you. And there's
So you
always
give, yeah,
yeah.
you give them the tools they need to sustain even after the program.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
that's
my main
awesome.
goal to set them free, not to tie to like I need help, help me, I need help, help me, but like have this own inner support.
Okay. Now, what small, impactful changes do you recommend to clients who are just beginning their journey with life beyond scripts?
First of all, if it's about tiny joys, it's basically having a list what you can do under 5 minutes to uplevel your state. It can be favorite drink and could be dancing under music, sitting under music, movement, whatever it could be. It would be watching on outside the window. And make sure that whenever you have small time pockets, use this. Not just have a list, but implement and infuse it in life. And the second most profound tool that every client loves when we implement this is to set apart at least 10, 15 minutes a day to just be by yourself, preferably outside. No phones, no talks, no conversation, just to observe, just to be there, just to feel what's happening. And I remember one of my clients, she, when we finished our work and she was filling out like form, assess form for my clients, like where they were and how they feel right now. And she said like those 15 minutes a day for myself, I never forget this emotion in my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I love that. Now, self compassion is crucial to mental wellness. How do you teach this concept to your clients, and why is it a fundamental part of your coaching?
I think this is the harsh truth that not everyone ready to accept, but we as an adult need to understand that the only person who is responsible for yourself, it's you.
It's you. Yeah.
Not your partner, not your parents, not your friends. No one will be responsible for your state. It's only you. Yes, they will help, and I hope everyone will have someone to help it. But at the end of the day, it's only your responsibility. And we need to learn to love ourselves. And I know for some clients it's really harsh, but loving yourself the way you love your children will make all the change in your life. And for those for whom it's really hard, I love one small, easy, but powerful practice. Is every single day, just for even 30 seconds will do, just to hug yourself. Just to hug yourself. And it has so many benefits. And it's so powerful. And you can do it really whenever you are, whatever you do.
Yeah. Now, because you said that, I want to ask my next question. It's about negative self talk and how it can hinder progress. How does your business address this issue, and what strategies do you offer your clients to foster a more positive mindset? I know one thing you said is to hug yourself every day, at least for a few minutes. But what else can we do to sort of offset those negative thoughts and the negative things that are going through our mind? And, most of us are our biggest critics. So, how would you address this with Life Beyond Scripts?
I would say in 90% of the time, this inner voice is not yours. It was said by your parents, it was said by your friends, by teacher, whoever it was, or combination of them both. And first, we work with this as a limiting belief, like why are this self-talk? For some people helps like visualizing all your critics in your head, like they have a board director meeting sitting in front of the tables, and for some people help to like put an inner voice of advocate for yourself. But we need to understand that this self-talk usually arises like super subconsciously, and it's just the and the end of the day just the wiring if in our head. If something occurs like that, I have this inner self-talk. And it takes time and it takes practice, but what you can do is to go through the process, the similar processes with all limiting beliefs. First, to know where it comes from, how it appears in your life, what triggers it. Then start noticing this. And at some point, it will be just like watching a movie, like you notice, but you cannot really influence it.
Yeah.
But the more you do, the more you practice it, you will be closer and closer. And at one point, you will start, okay, I noticed this hurt. No, head, we're not going there. It's it's not mine thought. Let's see what we can think another, like turn around. If this not right self-talk, what's right self-talk? And also a lot of self-talk connected with growth mindset.
Yeah.
And I will be talking about it on the summit more and in depth, because the growth mindset is that will the one of the most important thing that will help us in this fast changing world.
Okay. Now, you're currently working on some resources and books for Life Beyond Script. Tell us about those and how do those projects align with your business goals and the needs of your clients?
Yeah. Well, I first of all, I have multiple projects. I am multitasker, I would say, and I'm working on creating a journal, and it would be a unique journal, not like just journaling prompts. I working on my book, and not only for adults but children book as well. I'm working on launching my group program, and right now I'm running tiny challenges for my clients. So if you want some deep experience with me one-on-one for free for 5 days, just reach out and we
I
will see
love
if you
that.
apply for that.
Okay, so tell us about your approach. Life Beyond Scripts emphasizes a step by step approach to change. Can you share how this methodology is implemented in your business and the impact it has on your clients?
Well, as I talked before, I have this rice process that I take my clients, and I have, as I call them, embers, like all the areas of life. And my Thrive path, my approach is combination of them both, where we address all of that. And I have this structure that we need to address all of that. But when it comes to the session, it's always crafted and tailored to your needs, to needs of my clients, because this is the point when everyone else, and there is no such tool that will suit everyone. So I always try to see what exactly tool will help with that trouble for that client. And sometimes we have universal tools, as I shared before. Sometimes I just go and create one. Sometimes I go into my huge toolbox from multiple coaching certification and education to get what you need. So it's structured, but it's structured in a way that we will address all that. We will take a holistic approach to well-being, but we always will address the way that it will feel aligned with you, that it will not feel like you've been pushed or you've been challenged or something like that. Because I'm, as I call myself, I'm transformational coach and inner guide, because I'm true believer that we have every answer that we need within ourselves. And I, with my wide perspective, I can help my clients navigate and find those answers within. Because the most you can hear 1,000 times something, but when you find this answer within yourself, it will have much more impact on your life, and it will have much greater change. And as everyone talks, the one thing that you understand it, and the one thing that you have it in mind, but the other thing is when you feel it, when you live through it. So having the structure help us make sure that we approach well-being of my clients in a holistic way, that it will not be unbalanced, and will not have slipping back again, but it will help make a sustainable change from within.
I love that. Now, living in alignment with purpose is a core value of one of your business. How do you help clients identify and align with their own purpose through your services?
It's all started with connecting with yourself, finding what your passions in life, what you love to do, what like turns on this inner light that we all have, when you're like literally every person can say, whoa, you glowing from inside. This is the point of passion. And a lot of people, when they hear the word purpose, they think about something grand, like helping all the world, all the planet, and something like that. But for some people, their purpose will be educating kids so they will feel better and do better in their life. For someone is to help some elderly and sick people to feel better while they having their last days on this planet, or something like that. Helping animals, like there's so many things that can be in alignment with your purpose. So it's never something one. And we explore through tapping into what is your passion. And usually what was inspiring for us in our childhood gives us a lot of clues of where to find it.
Okay. Now, how have the different aspects of your life, like physical health, relationships, or career, interconnected with the mental wellness journey? Can you share some examples of this and or that interplay?
Well, I would say in my relationship, I we with my husband, we already together like almost 17 years, and I think it's important to understand that relationship, it's never like one side, and it's always like evolving as a couple and transforming and giving space for partner to grow, for yourself to grow, and it's like this balance. Uh, but definitely when we with our emotional baggage feel down and there's no one to help us, it will in like, or we try to bottle it up, it
Mm-hmm.
will like split and influence everyone around. Like for example, yelling at the kids, it's usually not about the kids, it's usually about our own triggers and reactions.
Mm-hmm.
The same with the friends, the same with the family, the same with your like how you talk in the store to the cashier or something like that. Like it's all interconnected, because we need to understand that our cognitive part is way younger than our emotional part,
Mm-hmm.
and we are emotional creatures, but it's our choice, because of that cognitive part, to choose how we react on those emotions.
Yes. Now, let me ask you this. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice about your mental wellness, what would it be and why?
I would say follow your heart. At least for me, it was biggest regret and lesson to not following my heart and listening to others, what they say, what they think. uh, and sure, I understand it's tough, especially for a little kid to like stand up for themselves and so on and so forth, but it's always following your heart.
Okay.
Our heart and our like this gut feeling, it knows much better than our cognitive brain.
Okay. What's been the most rewarding aspect of running Life Beyond Scripts, and what impact do you hope to continue to make in the lives of your clients?
The most rewarding for me is always when I receive message from my clients that the similar that I shared before, or hearing from them that it had like ripple effects on all sphere of their lives, that I changed their life. Because at the end of the day, if today I helped at least one person to feel a bit better, to become a bit better version of themselves, my mission is accomplished. And my big dream and goal to spread the message across the globe that we are all chosen to be happy. Not because we did something right, not because we went through some challenges or something like that. No, just because we were born, and it's enough.
Yes, I love that. All right. So, what final message or piece of advice would you leave with our listeners who are seeking to create a life beyond their current scripts? And I'm going to let you also, when you're finished with that, tell them where they can find you and how they can get in touch with you.
Well, my final message is simple: is if you feel that something not working in your life, if you feel that you want some change, know that you can do it. You have everything you need within yourself, and you were meant to be better, to be greater. And do not fall into trap of comparing yourself with someone else. Compare always yourself with yourself of yesterday, and make small changes, one small step at a time. And tiny change today will lead to a greater change tomorrow. You can find me in lifebeyondscripts.com and on all social medias as lifebeyond.scripts. And I'm always happy to chat, to communicate, and to answer all your questions.
Well, we're going to put all of Anna's handles and her website in the description of this podcast. Anna, I want to thank you for being on this show and being a part of the virtual summit. And watch this. I think I got it right this time. Bohuslavska. Did I say that right?
It's good. Yeah, it's good.
I tried, and I promise by December I'm gonna have it perfect. I am, because I've got to say it. It's gonna be a challenge, and it's a goal for me. And you know, it's been a goal since we met. Like I've been like, Anna, I'm so sorry, but no, I am so grateful for you just being here. You guys, this wraps up our show today. Another episode of the 10 Dimensions of Wellness podcast. A huge thank you to Anna Bohuslavska. Even if I didn't say that right, we're just gonna know her as Anna B, okay, for sharing her journey and wisdom on mental wellness. Her message about recognizing the tools within us, making choices that align with our true purpose, is a powerful reminder that we have the power to shape our own lives. If Anna's insight resonated with you, don't miss her full presentation at the Virtual Wellness Summit on December the 14th, where she'll explore even more about living a life beyond scripts and creating lasting positive change. Visit her website and our website for all the summit details, and learn how you can join us. As a matter of fact, let me put that across the screen right now so you won't. There's that link right there going across the screen. Visit our website, like I said, for all the summit details. Thank you guys for listening. And remember, you were chosen to be happy. Take the steps to claim it, one decision at a time. Don't forget to like, share, and follow this podcast. Download it and share it with as many people as you possibly can. Until next time, take care and stay well.